And that's when I grabbed the spatula to scratch my balls at work.
Yeah, I'm not going to eat for the next 5 hours now. Welcome to the Swine Brothers Show, episode 159 for September 4th, 2018. If you would like to get in contact with us, unless you're the health inspector at wherever Jim works, you can email us at cosmicgodsdie@gmail.com. Facebook is Swine Brothers and Twitter is SwineBros666. I am your host, trying to keep a professional air, Elliot Lindemood, and my co-hosts are.
I am the Jim, the pissant. And
That's fitting.
Oh, God.
And you, girl.
And I'm Danamond, and I need to find Jesus.
you need to find Jesus.
Well, what was he wearing when you last saw him?
I don't know. I mean, I was talking to Eric about this the other day, and I said, if somebody lost him, the first thing I would say is, or if they asked me if I need to find Jesus, or have I found him, I should say, I would be like, oh, God, how long has he been lost? Do you have a picture of him? What was he last wearing? Etc.
See, I live in California. If someone says, have you found Jesus? Yeah, he's a gardener next door.
Right?
So, that's...
Yeah, I just bought a bunch of fucking toys. I had Moses holding the 10 Commandments and Jesus holding up a fish. And when I showed that to Danimon, I was like, see, look, he's telling your pussy stinks.
So welcome to Swine Brothers on the new time. You can tell we're actually a hell of a lot more awake than usual.
Yeah.
And
we'll see how long this experiment lasts. Hopefully it keeps going.
it's going to last a day before we have a massive falling out.
Talking about falling out, I came across a nice little Facebook post intended for some friends before the person deleted their account.
Huh. Really?
Yes. It comes with great sadness. Dear friends, it comes with great sadness that I am announcing the cancellation of my wedding. I apologize for the cancellation only 4 days beforehand. Unfortunately, the bastard and I have broken up due to some recent irreparable problems. We have decided to end our relationship and not go forth with any future proceedings. That sounds very legalese.
So this isn't an event. They're just breaking up.
They're announcing to the people that may have been in their wedding party that they were no longer having a wedding.
Jesus.
Yeah, but as we continue on, you'll see why no one wanted to show up to this.
Especially the bastard. I don't think I've ever...
No,
I've read this. It gets better. You should just listen, Elliot. It's funny as hell.
Some of the names were deleted, so they put like a bar through it, so I just inserted here. But now we're on to the thing where it actually reads. However, we are remaining civil and are still a team for our son.
Okay.
After hours of tears, mental exhaustion, and even disassociation, I have come to this decision. In 1 hour after posting this status, I'm going to delete my Facebook. Someone screen cap this.
Why?
To share it for internet karma.
I mean...
Social media has caused me only paranoia and toxicity.
It's caused me more of a headache. I deleted if Messenger wasn't like how we did the show.
Right? It's a lot easier to get a hold of people on Facebook sometimes.
It is a lot easier to get a hold of people on Facebook, yes. And it's a lot easier, yeah. Whereas emails, I don't get a notification when an email happens, so...
I don't either half the time.
Yeah, I've never done that, so...
I will be spending these next 2 months backpacking in South America.
Okay.
Exploring my soul and ridding myself of toxic energy brought on by my friends and family.
Toxic Energy sounds like a fucking thrash metal band. So Toxic Energy sounds like a song about nuclear, like, paranoia. Toxic Energy.
Mm-hmm. Good beer thrash with politics.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Wehrmacht, you're back together, right? Here's a song title for you.
The ones who I thought I could trust the most. Hence, I will be out of the country for all of October and November. Please don't contact me. When I'm ready, I may make new Facebook and add friends, family that haven't fucking stabbed me in the back.
I mean, in a way, I can understand at least the way the person's feeling. Whenever
Yeah.
Jels and I had a sort of relationship halt, as I call it, I got inundated with, you know, oh my god, I'm so sorry for your breakup, and you'll find the right. It's like, okay, the people I wish to talk to about it never even asked because they knew that it was a private matter or didn't care, and you never talked to me ever, and now you're going to be all pity when I don't want pity.
I actually pay attention to your feed, and I didn't find out until you're like, hey, I'm feeling pretty low. Want to listen to some music? Okay.
Yeah,
By the way, we're kind of on hiatus. Oh, okay. That's
I
why.
just needed some
Okay.
cheering up, but I wasn't going to be whiny about it. It's just like, yeah, I'm feeling kind
And
of
also,
meh.
it's after work. I started off kind of okay. Then I went,
Yeah.
ugh.
I did need that though. I did need a little fun
Someone
time,
to shout at.
Yeah, little things count.
and yeah. So I didn't really talk about it because there's nothing to talk about.
Plus, it's your business.
Yes, it's mine and her business, and we're still friends, and whatever.
How did this all come crashing down? Well, I invite you all on Facebook. Players, bystanders, and side characters of the people in my life.
Sounds
Witness
like
the,
she's writing a it sounds like they're writing a novel.
to witness the greatest story ever told. To take a seat and listen.
The greatest story ever told.
Apparently.
I've been accused of being an
I had
egomaniac.
that. Had that, but like that's what
She
it
does
sounds.
refer to it as a novel here in a few sentences.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, okay, yeah, whatever you've had, but still, I've been accused of being an egomaniac, and even I'm not this bad.
You're all involved somehow. Somehow everyone is wrapped into this mess. Even if you weren't invited to my wedding, I don't care.
Oh, harsh.
You might hear of the drama, and I'd rather you hear it from me. You're the worst person to talk about this so far.
Yes, it seems very self-aggrandizing.
I'm not asking for sympathy. I just want to tell my story.
You haven't really been telling a story. You've been being sort of vague about it and talking about negative energy,
Yeah, really.
toxic energy. I mean,
Get to the meat of it.
Before I begin this mini novel, I invite all of you, including the cunts. I had to emphasize cunts there
I know
because
it is in all caps. That's appropriate.
you have ruined my marriage and life. You didn't have a marriage yet.
I'm wondering how bad they could have been. Did they? Because see, the only thing that would ruin any sort of like life or marriage or whatever is if they kidnapped me and whoever I'm with and tortured us until we said we both love Big Brother or whatever. I mean, because literally nothing they could do could stop me, short of physical pain. Because you already know how single-minded I am.
Yeah, I'd have to break off quite a few fucking rusty drill bits in your bones
Yeah,
to get you to change your mind on certain things.
yeah,
Metallica's loot is awesome. No, no, I'd rather die than it say that.
yeah.
Based on
Right.
what I've seen of history, you could take a good lot of damage before you start talking.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and if someone thinks that a woman's not right for me, I'll hear them out, and maybe I'll listen to certain people, or maybe not. But I'd honestly rather learn myself and get burned, because
That's part of
hey,
life.
there's a learning experience in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I've learned every.
Some people are better from experience than they do from being, that's just
I've
me.
learned from. I mean, people. I remember dating someone for a year that someone said, she's not. You're not compatible or whatever, and they were right. But I learned a lot about myself and a lot about idiocy.
You also learn what to look out for.
Yeah.
I invite all of you to put yourself in my shoes. So let's put ourselves in her situation and see how we would have reacted.
Oh God,
Okay.
do we have to?
Okay, fine. Whatever they're saying. No, fuck you. I'm gonna do what I do.
For once, let me take the stage and let
Oh,
me
God.
voice the most painful months of my life.
Now you're just filling time. Why don't you just say, "Yeah, our wedding's over and you ruined it. Bye."
This is the story of Elliot Rodger.
Apparently, is she gonna go do a massacre?
Doubtful.
Now,
Going backpacking in South America, it's more likely she's the one going to get massacred.
Well, yeah.
I'm going to go to the utopia known as Venezuela.
Oh God.
Wait, why am I starving? I got money. I just paid $10 million for a crouton.
It's always funny because the whole Venezuela thing. Not to get off topic, but no liberal friend I knew said that Venezuela was a utopia. Even the ones who said it was marginally okay said it had big problems. It was always the weirdos who said it was a utopia.
I
Yeah,
saw something the other day that said 3.7 million Venezuelan, whatever you call them, the monies was considered to be equivalent to $10 USD.
I
Which,
believe
which
because I've seen economies collapse that far.
is
Oh,
not
remember that with the Deutschmark at the end of World War II? Or was it
World
before?
War One.
End of World War One, before World War II.
Yeah, that's not even close to what it is actually.
I
Yeah.
heard stories about people with wheelbarrows of Deutschmarks. And they
400 billion marks, I think it was, for $1. And literally you would buy a coffee and in 30 minutes the price would go up.
Yeah.
Because that's how but my point is, like, Chavez was a very divisive figure. Not a lot of people liked him, but people my whole issue is conservatives take one side and say, oh, everyone must thinks Venezuela is a socialist utopia.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was a nationalized, it was an oil state. Well, no, it wasn't even to begin with.
Well, they can't even argue anymore about this. But
It was an oil state. That's,
I mean, they tried socialism. They couldn't even get it to float with fucking an oil economy because in order to do a proper socialist state, you need outside income coming in to pay for everything. And since oil prices dropped like a penny, all of a sudden the entire economy went into chaos.
I remember there were a lot of Venezuelan racing drivers because of the Citgo PDVSA, and most of them are gone now. Anyway,
First, things were a fairy tale. I met the love of my life at 14. We were both young, but somehow we just knew we were meant to be.
see, that's the problem. Is you say it's a fairy tale. I love Jost, but it wasn't a fairy tale. There were challenges. There were arguments. Some of them my fault. Some of them not my. See, I actually admit that some was my fault. Who are you? What have you done with Elliot?
I always like to joke that Eric is my knight in shining armor because I got out of a really bad spot when I met him and everything. But then at the same time, I realized that I wasn't ever going to find my knight in shining armor. Like, he wasn't going to come with me. I would have to go look for him myself.
I will never be a knight in shining armor. I'm a knight in flabby, fat, and a t-shirt. And
Yeah,
underwear.
knights are pretty lazy unless you got loot involved.
Knights are also
don't go around saving the princess unless
That's what the
like
point of
you
sex
got a
is, right?
board.
It's funny because people always think of knights as noble and valiant. Knights were actually brutish people who could barely contain their bloodlust, and in fact would sometimes engage
PTSD.
and sometimes engage in surf hacking for fun. And surf hacking is, of course, hacking up surfs because they can.
Yeah, you get bored and all that downtime.
Bored, downtime, gotta keep used to killing things. Let's kill the peasantry. Okay.
Well, not just
They
that,
won't miss one or two.
but also, like, you have to be trained and well, you have violent tendencies. Here, let's train you as a knight.
We worked on my family's farm together, and with each warm summer spent in the fields, our love grew deeper and deeper.
This is sort of nauseating.
It is.
We went strong all 4 years in high school. He put a ring on my finger when I was 18, worth nearly 5,000. I love how she has to say how much it was worth.
Me and her talked about a ring, and I was like, and whatever, and she was like, whatever. So we
I
did
It
got
not.
doesn't even have to be a ring. When I got married, they asked for the symbol of what made us union.
So you traded PS4 controllers?
No, we actually had a ring, but it only cost me $15. There.
Yeah, there you go. 5,000 for a piece of jewelry.
See, I got engaged to a chick she thought was the most romantic thing. I proposed to her in the mall parking lot with a mood ring that I'd gotten by filling out a credit card application for free.
Okay, I had to ask mine to marry me.
Another girl I got engaged to, but it was a $15 ring this time, but I'd shoplifted it. And she knew I shoplifted it. She was my cover while I did so. I was like, I love you. Let's get married. Oh.
Welcome to Tales of the Jim's Romantic Life.
We put everything on the line for each other. Everything.
Including your anus?
Yes.
All the butt stuff.
We both chose to attend the same community college and work full-time in order to build our dream. We spent most of our days at each other's sides. I will always be thankful for that. Fast forward a few years, I was 20. I realized I was pregnant with my first. We were elated, tearful, and thankful to God for this gift.
God gives head in heaven.
After giving birth to mescaline, I knew the next stop would be to focus on my career and become financially stable. My ex did the same. We saved and saved. I was in love. I was happy. I was looking forward to life. We continued working and even got our degree. It was hard, yes, but so blissfully worth it.
I can almost hear the sickly smile in these words. It was bliss and so worth it. Ah, God.
Meanwhile, all I can think of is, well, wait, I'm not reading that anymore. That's why I'm not saying before I hit puberty. Okay.
I mean, I could get romantic.
It's the same tone.
I mean, I could get romantic, but it's usually unplanned. It's usually with me and my girlfriend alone.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to force that sort of thing.
I usually don't like write like that or talk like that because I'm not a very sort of showy romantic person.
I mean, Danamon and I have our moments where one of us gets mushy.
Yeah,
but
it's like all nice and sweet and shit. But then, like, you hear us here. It's like we're at each other's throats.
Well, yes,
sometimes it has to be spontaneous, or it just doesn't feel right.
I've also heard Jim get mushy a few times on different things, and it's people. It's as bad as it sounds.
Yes, because I'm filthy.
Yeah, it just. Ugh.
I also sent your friend horse porn.
Yes, well, horse porn. Wait, you sent Danamon's friend horse porn?
Yes.
No, because I thought you said
she said I was just sitting there randomly bullshitting, and I was like, yeah, I saw horse fucker, and she was like, well, I'm afraid to watch it because it just might actually be my thing, and I don't have a horse, so I wouldn't get into it. So I waited a couple months, and then it was in the back of my brain after hearing that for a month or two, and I stumbled across an internet meme which was exemplifying, horse fucker. So I shipped it to you, Danamund. It was just like, 10 hours into bestiality, she gives you this look. And I shipped it to her. And then I was like, oh, wait, I got worse than that. And then I shipped her horse porn.
Oh, because you didn't specify when you said I sent your friend. So I was thinking, which one of my friends would he send it to?
I'd do that.
Okay,
Too.
probably made her feel better. I don't think she's feeling too good
I
right
don't
now.
know him well enough. They'd probably report me for it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you don't know the. Yeah, definitely don't send it to Tristan. He might have a heart attack.
Yeah.
Wait. Wouldn't that be a favorable thing though?
Well, yeah, but then you get arrested for murder because people think it has human life.
We managed to save up nearly $15,000 for a wedding.
Oh, I've never been with a woman who has honestly wanted a big wedding. At best, they want something sort of small and intimate, or they just want a court thing. But I've never met
You
someone who.
see, when I actually married my ex-wife, I invited my one buddy, he who shall not be named. And he who shall not be named had done some things as a kid growing up where whenever we went to the JOP, the justice looked at him like, why the fuck are you here for non-criminal reasons? And dear God, son, that's a biracial marriage. You're attesting to what happened to you. This is not what you're in here for.
Yes, watches their heads explode.
Right. Oh well, I don't know enough people to actually be able to splurge 15,000 on a wedding. Even if I was buying a moderately priced dress and we were all, putting out money for tuxedos and shit, or venues or food, I seriously don't know enough people.
Even if I knew enough people, I just don't see the point in it. Like, it just seems like a waste of money to me.
It is a waste of money.
I mean, but it's a magical memory. No, you know
People
what a
like the
magical
ceremony.
you know what a magical memory is? Going to your first race. That is a magical memory for me. Marriage
You
is
see, if I were to actually save up money and have a marriage, like, plan where it was just done for the memory, I'd make damn certain it was memorable. And I have seen footage of weddings at war shows, and I said, if I ever save up money, that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to have me and my bride sacrifice this meat grinder. They're going to do horrible things to her, probably jizz all over her, then chuck her in with me, and then we'll have one hell of a honeymoon after that.
And if you can't get gore, I'll be sure to put together a death metal wedding, sort of like Necrophagia's video that you watched the other day, Jim.
Oh, that was glorious.
Yes, yes, you wanted to download it, you said.
Yeah.
I will send it to you. There were some great images there that he was telling me about.
It's not fun unless you wake up hanging upside down from a meat hook with
And it was on
blood all over you.
Yeah. And it's on YouTube, of all things.
Since our love was like a fairy tale, we wanted an extravagant blowout wedding, one where our son could be included. We started touring venues, and we were torn between two. A local psychic told us to go with the more expensive option.
Not because the local psychic, her brother was the owner of the venue. Yeah,
or the venue or the rest stop.
Now the whole thing here is, if it was a legit psychic, the psychic was just giving the push to have the whole thing fail because she knew it was going to in years. It's like, you know what? I don't want to see her in here 18 million times because everything's starting to go to shit slowly. Let's just accelerate things. I see the future. I know this is going to fail. Let's put it in the right direction right from the start.
Either that or they were just lazy and told them what they wanted to hear because you know how people can be like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, all praise the glorious turtle.
And we thought, why the hell not? We just needed a little push. Our dream wedding amounted to $60,000.
If I had $60,000, I would be leaving this place.
If I had $60,000, I'd actually be saving for retirement and have health insurance.
I'd pay off my fucking house.
I would be gone. I would be probably.
That is actually more than what my house costs.
I'd probably be in Pennsylvania next door to Jim or something, and this would sound like even better than it is now.
Yay. All included with flights to Aruba. All we asked was for a little help from our friends and family to make it happen. Notice the shift here. We have $15,000 saved for a $60,000 wedding, and now we're going to ask for help.
Whoever this is, you didn't do what drug dealers do if they need money. It's called prostitution, and it works.
Yeah, you kind of would have needed to. Oh, God.
Or be a drug dealer.
For real.
Or both. A drug dealer come crack whore.
Mhm.
I hope whoever, well, actually, I don't care if whoever wrote this is watching this. It's pathetic. Is this someone you know?
No.
It's just something if everybody was like putting around on the internet because it was so outrageous.
I specifically asked for cash gifts. How could we have our wedding that we dreamed of without proper funding?
Because who cares? It's a waste of money. A $60,000 wedding is a waste of money. With $60,000, if I was going to spend 60 grand on something like amazingly frivolous, you can get a decent 911 for 60 grand. Shit. You can get, a few motorcycles. And that's if you're being frivolous. That's if you're not, actually being responsible.
Uh-huh.
And a wedding, it's over. You have it once, it's over. 911, you could drive it again and again and again and again.
Mm-hmm. We'd sacrificed so much and only asked each guest for around the modest sum.
Yes, tell me the modest sum.
$1,500.
It's about $1,500 more than I'd ever give.
That's 2 months of me saving. And that's me not paying rent. I would have to also not pay rent, not pay on my car, not pay any bills, not eat, not get any cigarettes or tobacco. I would have to make 0 purchases with no money going out and save up for 2 months.
You would have to dumpster dive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know where this is. 1,500 over here isn't as bad, but still, that's about 2 months worth of rent.
Yeah. We talked to a few people who even promised us more to make our dream come true. My maid of honor, who shall not be named, pledged $5,000 along with her planning services. We carefully thanked and accepted. My ex's family offered to contribute $3,000. So you got family members who are capable of pissing away this much, so it kind of start to make sense how, like, you don't understand that $1,500 is a lot.
Right.
So I'm
Entitlement.
If this is why the marriage ends because they couldn't find the dream wedding, I'm gonna go out there right now and kill something.
I'll go out there and kill something. I'm spoiling it for you.
Oh no, you don't have to spoil it because I know. So it's not because they fell out. It's not because someone was going through nightmarish personal drama that you can't even comprehend.
No, this is nightmarish personal drama. Think of the poor fucking guy that's like, look, hon, we could do something reasonable. No!
I don't know if he might be that bad. I haven't read it, but I'm just saying.
So our request for $1,500 for all other guests was not fucking out of the ordinary. Yes, not fucking out of the ordinary. It was not fucking out of the ordinary. Like, we made it clear. If you couldn't contribute, you weren't invited to our exclusive wedding.
Well, no one's invited to my wedding because I'm probably just gonna have a court thing with a witness, and I don't like any of you, so that's why you're not invited. Besides, even if the few who would be invited can't come because distance.
Yeah, my dad ended up showing up to my wedding, and it was a good thing he who shall not be named came, because I had someone to hang out with while he took my newlywed wife out shopping for lingerie, just so he could watch her change.
Yes, he is sort of the poster boy for creepy old men, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. You see, this is why, in his final years, I heard from the nursing aide who took care of him at the age of 50, after he had been let himself go so bad he lost a leg after he got hip replacements to get it moving. Nope, had to let the diabetes act up to lose that leg. Then he told her that he was now repenting in his final years, sitting there, and his form of repentance was getting the nurse aides to read him the catalogs he got sent to him, that he'd been getting sent to him ever since I grew up. These were things I would cut out and put up on my wall because they were like porn things, and not normal porn, mind you. You know, none of that straight or fucking gangbang or any of that shit. No, we're talking about the most vile, sick, twisted BDSM shit. And they're coming out with a new edition of Spanked Enema Nurse, Volume 20,000. This time they have a blender involved? What?
Just imagine the poor nurses, prim and proper. Okay, spanked enema nurse?
Yeah.
And you wonder why people want a book. People want to read this.
It's a once in a lifetime party. One I
Unless you
can't afford.
get
I'm not coming to that. If I was even remotely related to this, I'm like, no.
it's a once in a lifetime party until the divorce happens and you get remarried, and that's a once in a lifetime party. Then you get remarried.
Yeah. So we went out. So we sent out RSVPs, and only 8 people replied. You're asking for $1,500. I'm amazed 8 even replied. Those must be some Richie highfalutin patootie friends.
Or people who just really like you for some reason.
8 people replied and sent us the check. We were fucking livid. How was this supposed to happen without a little help from our friends? You asked for 15 grand.
It's the royal we, you know that.
For 1,500, yeah. You asked for $1,500. That's how it happened. Cause and effect. To make matters worse, my ex's family took back their offer. Well, it's obvious. Only 8 people are showing up. They thought you had enough friends to cover this, but no, you did not, because not all your friends are that rich.
Or they could have also had an economic downturn. Oh, we can't
do it this month. Oops.
Yeah.
Or more likely, they just don't want to deal with their shit.
And you claim to have worked hard and things like that, and you're asking for this.
Like it's just something you could piss away. Yeah, that doesn't sound like hard work at all.
Or it sounds like it.
Comprehend the thing of work, especially since you're going out backpacking because of this.
I can guarantee you, when I got married, I know we got cash gifts and stuff, but I honestly didn't expect anybody to get us anything. And, made it pretty clear to people that we all know that we're all in a bad situation. So, I'm cool with whatever you want to do. When it did matter, I can guarantee you I definitely got less than $1,500 though.
I don't expect anything if I ever get married.
That's better than sitting there.
I got so little I couldn't afford to buy new pots and pans for my new house. So I mean,
yeah.
You see, that's better than sitting there with one of your best friends, cracking open a beer, watching your kid, sitting there bullshitting for 4 hours while your father took your newlywed spouse on your wedding day out lingerie shopping.
Yes, but he was a fucking pillar of the community.
Yes. Suddenly, more people backed out, including the cunt maid of honor, my best friend since childhood, my second family.
God, if I ever show signs of becoming like this, I'm requesting now someone hit me in the head as hard as you can until I can no longer speak.
Well, we don't need an excuse for
Oh,
that.
don't worry, Elliot. Don't worry about it.
We don't need an excuse for that. That's the best answer ever. Yeah, we don't need an excuse. No, for fuck's sake, have an excuse, please.
I gotta say, don't worry, Elliot. I will be your sledgehammer. Whack, whack. What? Why am I
I
alive?
didn't even do anything yet.
Exactly.
Oh, we're supposed to wait. Oh, sorry.
I was so shocked and tearful. To make matters worse, it was only a month before the wedding. To cancel everything out would have been more than $5,000.
But then you have
So there
10,000.
goes
I
away
already
a
have
third
15
of that.
saved up.
So, you still got 10 for a wedding.
Or for your future life.
Desperately, we resent our invites and asked people to donate what they could. I mean, seriously, people, what is $1,000?
A lot of fucking money.
What is $1,000?
You realize that that's enough money to get me 4 months worth of rent.
Or a decent car.
This is
I
enough.
could pay off my car with, the 1,500 almost.
I could get coffee for about a year.
And I've been paying on that thing for 2 years. I could finally pay it off then.
I don't think I've ever spent more than 1,400 on a used vehicle, except for my very first car, which was a bad idea. So
Well, yeah, 1,000 for a used vehicle over here would probably get you something that will either burst into flames or fall apart when you take it past about 30.
You start going 30 miles an hour, just completely goes plop. And then all of a sudden it's like you're about to get out of the car, then it catches fire. So now you're running around screaming on fire.
It basically would be a Top Gear episode, except for they don't tend to burst into flames. But yes.
I'm just saying, I bought a Chevy Citation, 1982 Chevy Citation named Dirty Sanchez. Fucking love that car, but it was a money drain. So I paid $350 for that.
But
That was a bad idea. That was a very bad idea.
Well,
I mean, seriously, people, what is 1,000? What is 1,500? This is like, something that would completely cripple me for at least 2 years, dishing it all out at once.
See, for me, it wouldn't, but I live in California, which, if you have a dime in California, I believe it's a $20 fine.
For a dime.
Well, no, I was joking, but yeah, basically, if you have a little bit of money, they'll charge you a lot.
Yeah. Clearly, not a lot. I just got done telling you that that's way much more than I see. It would be quite manageable and within budget. No, it's so far beyond outside my budget. I'd be back to being
Even
home.
if you are relatively well off, 1,000 is still 1,500 is still a lot. I mean, that's still a lot.
I've heard of people asking for worse.
Well, yeah, me too. But I've also heard people who aren't completely conceited.
Who's been asking for worse? Those people on TV who have multiple billions of dollars in their bank account? You could just piss this away all the time? Who have no idea what it's like to not have money?
You don't become a millionaire by spending your money.
Well, like I said, I don't know. It's weird.
We also set up a GoFundMe. That only got us $250. Bitch, you're lucky you got that much.
See,
but
of all the things,
I wonder how many people were trolling and just sent out a penny.
Of all the things that I would fund, if someone had a show that they really wanted to take off take off or something, I would send them money for that. If they had a creative art project, a wedding for someone I don't know, no.
Or someone you know, even, because I mean,
for someone I know, no.
Look, dude, is there going to be an open bar? Yes, I still can't afford it.
And I still come. Can I still come for the bar?
Yeah, I want a few more rusty nails. Oh, that's good shit.
You're the unofficial bouncer. You walk around with a hammer looking for people to hit.
Yeah, no, I'd be the bouncer simply because I'd be lumped there in the fetal position, and
You'd be the best bouncer ever because you wouldn't actually do anything. Because you would lose the ability to like.
I'd lose proper bowel function.
The
All in the
bouncer,
day.
Someone would sit there and say, "Is he alive?" Kick me in the gut, and then you see my diarrhea just spurt right out my pants, up my back, down the hall.
Dave, the bouncer shot himself again.
Again?
Again. This is the 12th time, Jim. In the past hour.
We're running out of wet wipes.
We're running out of underwear. Fucking depends.
At this point, we were exhausted, tired. I yelled at my ex. I became unraveled. I realized my dream wedding was becoming a nightmare. Then,
Yeah, I have dreams too.
then it got worse. My ex came into the room and offered to get a Vegas wedding done. How's that worse? We're going to settle for what we can do.
It's still kind of cool. I think I'd like to have a Vegas.
It's worse. It's worse. It's worse because it's Las Vegas.
Well, yeah, but it still sounds like fun. I'm gonna get married by Elvis. Fuck yeah.
I would rather die than go back to Las
Oh,
Vegas.
you can take one of those $1,500 gifts you got already and fucking blow that at slot machines and watch it go
now,
by.
New Vegas. I want to get married in New Vegas.
Yes, yes. I want super mutants at my wedding.
And ghouls.
Yeah.
Have Marcus marry you.
And I want a Yagwai.
Yes, we want a Yagwai in the cage just to throw children at it.
Yay!
You should. Have you played Point Lookout yet? There's actually a dancing Yagwai in there somewhere.
Oh, dancing Yagwai.
I think her name's like Rushka or something.
But yeah, I mean, for me, it's I'm not really a gambler, so if you don't like gambling, Vegas is not really.
I'm not really a gambler either, but I mean, it seems like it'd be fun.
I think it'd be fun to get married in a car going 190 miles an hour.
So how did she respond to him suggesting a Vegas wedding?
How did she respond, Jim? Tell us, please.
I laughed in his face, but he was dead serious.
This person is the most. I think Tristan's found his fucking dream girl.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty clear.
Or Anarcha.
The husband here.
Anarcha, break up with the woman you're with and get this one, whoever she is.
This husband here just wants to get married. That's the fun part about this.
Yeah, he just wanted to get married. And he was going along with our plan until he figured out it was implausible. So then he tried a backup plan, and it's not going.
I don't feel bad for this guy, though, because he still got himself that far. Like, rather than seeing the warning signs and going, no, he still did it. So I don't feel sorry for him.
I don't feel sorry for him.
A trash fire.
He was with her since the age of 14, so obviously he knew she was like this.
I didn't have a girlfriend until I was 17. I didn't have a serious girlfriend until I was 20.
He wanted those cheap, raggedy, filthy, whore-like Vegas weddings. I would have... Personally, that actually sounds very appealing to me. A cheap, raggedy, filthy, whore-like wedding. I want that.
Can we get a gutter preacher? Just says his vows right from the gutter.
I will get
that, and we'll fucking hire the local street.
I just want some drunken winos sitting in there. You
guys.
Exactly. We will get the filthiest fucking wino we can find. He's so destitute that he thinks $5 is worth $10 million.
But you guys
But is he a notary?
You guys need music for the reception. How about the band Midnight, who, they're really filthy speed metal.
There we go.
Can't stop steal.
There we go. We got that playing in the background from the car stereo. While we get the local streetwalkers to go and do pole dances on the fucking street lamps.
Hell no, the background. I'll get the band to play for you.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey,
That
you guys,
sounds like a wedding, man.
you guys would have played at this guy's wedding. He wants it to be filthy.
Condoms.
Well, we don't have to bring the used condoms. They'd already be on the street. We're talking like some cracked out whore alley in the middle of Vegas.
Yeah, but that's what you make your bouquets out of.
This is if I ever find a metalhead girl, this is how I want the marriage. But it better have a good band playing, like Midnight or Death Hammer, something, something that oozes filth.
I mean, what the fuck? Was he out of his mind? Am I some hooch piece of fucking trash? A hooker?
Yes.
You'd probably do better in life if you were.
Yes.
She's a little mouthy for a hooker, but I'm sure a good pimp would get that straightened right out.
Because this really doesn't sound like the mouth of someone that would like actually do well in business or any of the fields she would want to get into.
Hell no.
She would definitely be far better suited as like a fucking hooker.
Yeah, at least then she'd have to shut up every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'm trying to feel sympathy for anyone here. I guess the people's family, but yet the people's family didn't tie them down and torture them until they broke up. So
no, until like they sacrificed their daughter to the great chosen ones.
To young Sothoth.
Am I supposed to like the idea of getting married in the heart of shady gamblers, alcoholics, and the get rich fast fallacy? That is kind of alluring.
Well, actually, no, not really. If you actually ever been to Vegas, it's pretty poserific.
No. Well, yeah, Vegas itself. You got to go to like one of the places that has like the really fucked up that isn't as known for gambling.
You know, or you go to like the shady, like the Sierra or places like that. Really old, beat up hotels, and there's where the fun happens.
That sounds great. Suddenly, my body began to shake as I entered a panic attack.
You had a panic attack because... Oh.
You're sitting there describing my dream wedding, and this is causing you to be all freaked out.
This reminds me of what I was debating that Tristan and his friend who said that arsonists get all the girls was metal, and then autopsy came on, and it felt like rotting fingers clutching my brain and massaging it. I need some autopsy.
My ex left the room and didn't apologize for his horrid suggestion. Okay, Elliot Roger, settle down. A lot of people didn't apologize to him for telling him life happened.
It's just, well, yeah, or they tried to tell him that, but he didn't fucking listen. But a wedding happens once and then is over, and then you look back on it 30 years later. Was it really worth spending $60,000 for this? I mean,
the best stories I've heard was like, and then the best man stepped forward.
No.
And he said, I fucked her once. 5 years before they met. And oh my God.
No, Jim.
Hey.
The best story I ever heard was during the band Flipper playing at, I don't remember where they were playing, but this girl was thrashing around on stage, and the guy bumped into her, and they landed on top of each other and started fucking because they were there on top of each other. After the show, they went to Reno and got married. Literally, that was their introduction. Then they got married, and 36 years later, they're still together.
That is pure romance.
And that was how it all started because, yeah.
My hat's off to that. That does sound like the sign of a lasting marriage.
Yes, 36 years. And then there was the other one, the 42-year-old who got involved with a friend of her, an 18-year-old or 19-year-old friend of a friend's son. and they're still together 35 years later.
I then called my maid of honor and cried my eyes out. Instead of sympathy, I was told I was asking for way too much and I should stick to my budget.
Welcome.
Yeah, okay, so you sit there, try pushing girls off the ledge, and then get your leg broken when you're pushed off the ledge instead. And then you're sitting there asking for sympathy for chicks to lay you. Well, I'm not reading that right now, even though this is worded exactly like that.
Well, I mean, but seriously, welcome to reality. This is Bridezilla. I was wondering what the fuck you were talking about when you said that too. I was like, what does Bridezilla have to do with anything? And because he sends me random viewers, he sends me random things about.
Oh, you can't read this because this is all pictures, so I'm reading it.
Well, yeah. And he said, "This is Bridezilla." I was like, "What? Did a bride morph into Godzilla? What's up here?"
I mean, no words can describe. How could someone who offered to me thousands of fucking dollars then deny me my promised money and then tell me to shift down my budget?
I'm getting she's regretting someone screenshotting this.
She will regret it for the rest of her life. She knows my fucking dream was a blowout wedding.
Yeah, well, my dream was to be a racing driver. Guess how long that lasted?
Until your father explained to you, you're fucking blind, son. You can't do that.
Yeah, and now my dream is to be a professional broadcaster, which is a lot more doable, but soul crushing.
But reminds me of that movie Step Brothers, where their dad's all like, when I was 5, I wanted to be a dinosaur. But my dad sat me down and looked at me and said, son, you can't be a fucking dinosaur.
Bullshit, I could be a fucking dinosaur if I want to. Well, now you can for fucking cosplay, and all you do is say you identify as a Triceratops and you're a Triceratops.
See, I wanted to be an international spy on top of, criminal mastermind, which that one I actually got close to selling drugs.
my other big thing that I wanted to be was a villain on Batman.
Oh,
Everybody else wanted to be, I want to be a fireman. I wanted to be the fucking Penguin.
I like the Penguin.
Penguin's fucking awesome. Just that air of I am this shit. I am so high class. By the way, I want to eat raw fish.
Yeah, exactly.
Straight from the sewer. Come on.
Well, everyone wanted to be an astronaut or whatever. Well, if I couldn't be a racing driver, let me be, because I hated Batman. I mean, I loathed Batman because
I still do. I'm not a big fan of Batman.
If he just killed people, he wouldn't have to worry about all this shit. So yeah, I hated Batman. So I was like, I want to kill Batman when I grow up.
I'm not a big fan of Superman either.
There was a one-shot comic or series. I never read it, but I saw the action figures in response to it. And it was like, what if Batman and Superman grew up in communist Russia?
Oh, God.
Oh, I've never seen
it. Here, the Soviet Union version of Batman was Grand Inquisitor Batman, where if you were capitalist, he would torture you to death.
They did do, yes, that is awesome. But yeah, I hated Batman. So yeah, when I was a kid, this is before I got into metal, I wanted to kill Batman.
Yes, who doesn't want to kill the Batman?
Although, of course, in the original comics, he did kill his fucking enemies all the time.
I just wanted to be a Kardashian for a day. Well, there's your problem there, right there. A Kardashian. That's what you're getting yourself.
I want to be a killjoy from Necrophagia for a day. I want my horror. I want my movie, my wedding, to have horror movies in the background.
See, I want to be Odorous in his prime and totally reenact the live set of "Have You Seen Me" from the Road Behind single.
Yes, that would be interesting. But if that doesn't happen, I have plans for you.
Hey.
Which will involve sacrificing people.
Oh, good. We'll have to sacrifice people as long as it's not me.
We'll see. Well, okay, we never found you man and wife. You may sacrifice the groom. What?
I just wanted to be a Kardashian for a day and then live my life like normal. None of what you've described is normal thought at all. You asked everyone for 1,500, then went ape shit whenever like 6 people said, "Yeah, I got that to throw around."
Yeah, so you are a Kardashian for a day. Actually, you know what, Jim? You know what? I've decided I wouldn't mind being, rich for a day. And then me, dressed like me, acting like me, coming into a fancy restaurant. I'll have the, I'll have the fucking fish. Oh, sorry. Butt cracks itchy.
I wish to have a feast of the unbored.
And then I
Mixed with
suddenly get reminded of that scene in Monty Python where the fat guy eats the mint and explodes.
oh yeah.
That's
I
kind of what I see when I see Elliot at a fancy restaurant. That's what popped into my head.
I remember. Well, no, I've walked into a fancy restaurant wearing a Gigi Allen shirt, and literally, I got vibed the fuck like you. Why are you here? Get out! I mean, they didn't actually kick, but it was, it was. Why are
The
you here?
stairs of death.
Yeah, and I was like, and they said, "What do you want to eat?" I was like, "Your firstborn son."
I called her a filthy fucking poor excuse of a friend and hung up.
To which her reply was, "Thank you."
Then she blocked me off all social media. Rumors swirled.
This is Elliot Rodger. Elliot Rodger put so much emphasis on blocking on social media.
I received anonymous threats.
I received not anonymous threats. By the way, Pantera fans, yeah.
My ex stayed out later and later, and I have a feeling he even cheated. Probably with some $5 whore because she was cheap. And like then he found out he had a lot in common with that hooker he rented, and now he's gonna marry that $5 hooker.
Gotta survive somewhere.
And they're all gonna have a lot of diseases.
Because that $5 hooker has a million times more class than this bitch.
Yeah. And they're all gonna have a lot of diseases together.
Yes. My bridesmaids climbed on the boat with my maid of honor and dissed me. Why?
Good. You
I've never met be abandoned for life. Your parents need to be like, you can't come home. You have to stay in Venezuela now.
Well, no, her parents. By the way, we're changing our names, and you're not. We're not going to be called, something John Smith, John and Jane, Smith.
Yeah, and your son's name's changed as well, and like so's your ex's name been changed. So we paid for everyone to get their names changed and be relocated, and while you were like in South America backpacking, so now you have nothing when you come back. And we burned down our house. We had our house totaled, okay, so that way you wouldn't even have a home to squat in.
But you know what? We did think of you. And we had your name changed. Your name is now Filthy Fucking Slut. I mean, that's what it says. Your middle name is Fucking.
I can work with that.
Your first name is Filthy, and your last name is Slut.
Make sure your initials FFS.
FF. That sounds like a punk gang.
For fuck's sake.
It's an what do you call it? It's short for fuck's sake. I can work with that.
For fuck's sake is going to be the title of my autobiography. For fuck's sake, by Elliot Lindemuth.
They essentially told me I was crazy. No, you're just pathetically lame.
I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Do you think I'm crazy, Mr. Imaginary Friend? No, you're not crazy. You're sane. See, it thinks I'm sane.
The voices command and I obey.
Yes.
For I am a prophet of the Lord, and the Lord says I shit on your lawn.
What sort of Lord are you a prophet of? Buddy, you don't want to know. Or maybe you do want to know.
Even when you're jaded and from your God.
I love this. They asked for their deposit back. So I said, fuck you! I refused to give it back until they could pay me back for their emotional distress.
It's not emotional distress, dear. It's called the truth.
My ex started to talk to my maid of honor and gossip about me behind my back.
Probably fucking each other.
I overheard him talking in the basement when he called me a stuck-up bitch.
Well,
Seems like he needed a shoulder to cry on, just to get that little nudge to say, get the fuck out of my life.
which if I was the maid of honor, I would have a horrible voice and look horrible for a girl. But if I was, I'd say, wow, you're just realizing this. Why didn't I realize this? What the fuck mistakes have we made?
Anyway, I am exhausted. I am bone tired. My heart is not the same. It is stone cold, fragmented, empty.
Yeah, you say that until you bounce on someone else's dick. I always love when people say, like, I know a girl who, one week, I'm so in love. Oh my God, I met the right man. A week later, I'm single forever. Fuck these people. A week later, I've met the right man. I'm in love. A week later, I'm single. I'm like, just get pregnant already.
I need to get away from this awful society. How hard would it have been to fucking donate friends?
Um, $1,500. I mean, unless you. I mean,
Do I matter to you?
no.
Not $1,500 worth. I'm sorry, no.
I would donate $1,500 to like a, one person in my life.
Now, if Danamund needed like life-saving surgery for one of her kids, and like I actually got like a income tax return for a change, I'd throw $1,500 for that.
Now,
Because her kids aren't that annoying, so and I know she digs them, so I'm gonna.
How would I donate? How would I donate $1,500 to Jim? Okay, if someone said, if you send me $2,000, we'll spare Jim's life. I'll give you $1,500. I'll give you $1,500 to film his death on and put it on YouTube.
There we go.
That's what our friends for.
They'll get blocked and then they'll end up on Live Leak anyway.
Yeah.
No, I would donate to one person. That's all. You? No, not in your dreams.
I need to get away from this awful society. How hard would it have been to fucking donate friends? Do I matter to you? Just give me the money for my wedding. I won't even sugarcoat. I won't even pretend that's not what I wanted. It was for a dream. I was stabbed, cheated on, and wrecked.
Yeah, well, listen to the folk song California Cotton Fields. It's about a guy in the Depression who, takes his family into a Model T to escape the Midwest to go to California, where we're gonna make it big, because California, it's the new frontier, right? And all that happened was he worked in cotton fields all his life. So it's a great song for the the decline of dreams, basically.
And then we also have the Grapes of Wrath showing, oh God, we got to do something, anything to survive. Then we ate the horse and buried dead grandma on the side of the road on our way to California, where we found out they barely had any work going around. So, and we worked the fields like we knew, and like people were beating us to death because we were bums. And we were like so fascinated by the fact someone had running water. We had never seen running water before.
Yep. And yeah, or just, look around you. How many people have actually followed their dreams? I'm lucky in that I get to attempt to.
Friendly reminder to you cunts, don't think you own me. I'm cutting all of you snakes off.
And I bet there's... So, you know what? I was wondering what that loud cheering noise and loud music was. I think I finally know what it was.
Yeah. I am living my life alone now. I only let in those I believe have good intentions. Or, more than likely, fat wallets. XOXO.
Here we have websites for that.
Yeah. So now we have responses to this. One friend says, I have no words. You're out of your mind, Susan. Another friend responded, what happened to you? Who on hell expects that amount of money?
Right? Well, yeah. I don't even I don't have words actually. I think
After,
it's
so you could sit there and imagine what the fucking things were. So now she makes another post. Update. Wow. First, thank all of you for making my night. I've been sitting back watching the comments roll in while laughing my ass off. All of you are 100% accurate in the judgment of Susan, and I am very glad I don't have to see her more than once a year.
okay.
Apparently, this is her husband. I sadly share a small percentage of DNA with her. Okay, this is family. She clearly has entitlement issues, but I've never known her to be this obnoxious.
Wow. I mean, I've rarely seen family in like open war like that. I mean, usually there's some sort of familial. Yeah, we'll stick together or whatever. And I'm called a monster for cutting part of the family off, and but people have actually, oh my god, that's so mean. You're such a monster. It's like, no, I just don't have any emotional kinship with these people.
That's pretty much anytime I ever talk to any of my family or my brothers, they're like, "Have you ever heard anything from him?" I'm like, "No,
We can do small talk, and
not
I
my
could talk.
business."
We could do small talk, and I could talk about racing. But anything else like my beliefs or music or it's I'll let something slip about, yeah, I was reading a book about Satanism today, or whatever it is. Huh? My aunt even took to my Facebook and said that she doesn't read my Facebook that much because, quote, it scares her. Good.
Honestly, over the years, she's been nice and overall sweet. No red flags come to mind. She has humble beginnings and has been working on her parents' farm since she was young. You really wouldn't expect someone from an agricultural background to value Kardashian style materialism, but
Yeah,
hey,
you wouldn't, but I've met people like that. And like I said, I mean, they don't need to come from a rich background. We tend to sort of generalize on this show a little bit, and I've been guilty of it too. Where, oh, you must come from a rich background. People can come from a really poor background, like an agricultural background, but have the aspirational bug and say, wouldn't it be great if we were a Kardashian and and I was rolling in so much money that I could basically. I mean, what exactly do the Kardashians do? Like, there's no what exactly is their job title? So yeah, I mean, people are always shocked, but of course that's why those shows are on, because yeah, okay, you make fun of these people, but a lot of people envy them, and people from poor backgrounds. Wow, wouldn't it be cool if we were this? Whereas I think, wouldn't it be cool if they were burnt alive?
I noticed quite a few years ago that she follows and likes Kardashian stuff obsessively. She mentions them frequently and references their lives a lot. She's very much into comparing herself with others.
I'm interested to comparing myself with my expectations of myself, and my expectations of myself are usually low. So sometimes I actually exceed my expectations.
And are surprised by it. I know I get that all the time. It's like, wow, I actually did something today. I wasn't expecting to.
Wow, I actually
And
landed some. I actually have a girlfriend of intelligence. Holy shit!
she's especially envious of Kylie Jenner and has personally complained to me about not being able to afford to get lip fillers and implants.
And like I said, okay, we do generalize on this show about oh, if you think like that, you must be a rich person. But all it takes is someone from a agricultural background who's young to watch that show. And God, wouldn't it be great if I had all this money? I've never thought about I mean
I loved my father's lottery dreams because, like, he banked so much on being filthy fucking rich on a big
yeah.
lottery.
Yeah, so my
And
mother-in-law
like,
just
and you listen to what he was going to spend it on with butlers and everything. I'm like, dude, you blew 100 million within 6 months.
My dad made a point to me many years ago. He probably doesn't even remember this, but he said when he grew up, he wanted to be something like a forest ranger or something like that. Something sort of interesting and cool because of the cartoons he watched as a kid.
Hey, back in his day, you just walk on and get the job.
And he said, "What are these kids?" Well,
nowadays you have to have a college education.
No, but his whole thing is, what are these kids going to aspire to these days? What are the of course he never became a forest ranger or whatever. That was just a childhood. But his point was, what are these kids going to aspire to these days? What are they going? Are they? And now you see what these kids are going to. This is not a rich person. This is someone who grew up on a farm, and yet.
Right.
She acts like everyone at my school. So,
all right. Well, first of all, if you idolize something enough and you learn as much as you can about it, it's easy to pretend that you know what you're doing, which is why those people act like they're idols do.
Which is why you're on Swine Brothers.
As far as like what kids will grow up to do and be and whatnot, it has a lot to do with how their parents help them prepare for real life.
Well, exactly.
And a lot of times that isn't happening.
Back when my dad was growing up, they had, TV didn't run 24 hours a day, and you had, because he's older, he's older than the Jim by several years.
I think we were only allowed to watch it on Saturday morning cartoon stuff.
I mean, he's even older than you. Well, he's way older than you, but TV,
my dad was born in 1951. He remembers when they're
yeah. My dad was born in 57, so TV wasn't all the way, and you actually did stuff. Nowadays, I
was usually out in the yard digging in it with a spoon.
I want to say he's 10. I keep thinking he's 7 or 8, but that was a couple years ago. My little cousin had a tablet when he was like 7 or 8 years old. I had a real problem with that.
You see, I was in the backyard, my clean cut overachiever cousin, playing in the dirt hole we had dug in the corner of the one fenced-in area in my backyard.
Good times. I love dirt holes.
Yeah, we had our Dukes of Hazzard matchboxes and all that shit.
Generally, motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to make little mud snakes, and then we'd have them eat each other.
Yeah. And riding down was this kid on his tricycle, little like a big wheel tricycle, and his father was right behind him, and he stopped right in front of him and said, "Hi, I'm Jeff. Hi, I'm Jim." Yeah. Who would know the adventures that would have started way back when?
But,
I'm on fire! Okay, put yourself out. Smoke some more weed. Okay.
For me, I didn't get into cartoons until I was like 7 or 8 years old, and even then, so for the longest time, I watched TV if there was a race on, which meant primarily Saturdays and Sundays and sometimes Fridays. Meaning, Monday, Tuesday. If it wasn't a taped race, I would play around and think and basically use my mind. But nowadays, so my little cousin has a tablet that he obviously it's kid safe, but he plays games on it and watches Minecraft on YouTube. It's like when I was a kid, we were so ecstatic to have a PlayStation 1, and now a 7-year-old has a tablet. I don't know. It's just do something with your kids. Take them out, make them go outside, or go somewhere with them. But create some fertile imaginations. And
you could load up those little Nerf rifles and then go on a drive-by.
I take my kids on walks to the library through the alleyways downtown, and
Nerf rifles hurt like hell. Especially if they hit you on the testicles.
Can you imagine just driving by like your kid's friend's house while their friends are playing in the yard? You open the door and then your kid just unleashes a shit ton of those fucking Nerf things and you drive off.
Jim, have you ever been hitting the balls with a paintball gun?
Yes, and it sucks.
Yes, it does.
I would like to say that my kids actually do drive-bys in the car all the time. I'm not really sure why. But they start yelling about zombies, and then you hear pew pew pew, and it's fucking hilarious.
What's that, Jim?
Oh God!
Paintballs in the nuts.
Yeah, we used to run around with pellet guns and BB guns, pump them once and shoot each other with them.
Yeah, exactly. I've done that.
But so these
and sometimes when we were really pissed, we'd pump it twice.
Oh,
it would break skin. It was great.
So this person, although she grew up on a farm, I'm guessing she must have had a lot of time to watch TV, and her parents never, she paid attention to what was going on at school and people were talking about the Kardashians because she sounds about my age, maybe a little bit younger, and I didn't know what the Kardashians were until about 15 years old, and I didn't care then. But they were making fun of something they did or whatever, and for the next 6 years, I didn't actually know who the hell they were. I knew the names.
Some reason I must have purged the name from my memory, but it was like this really clean cut family they had a reality show of, and they were like rich, and it was like, hi, blah blah blah, and I'm like, dear God, this is like cardboard cutout.
I
shit.
know what
There's
yeah.
a couple of things like that I could think of.
I'm thinking of some sort of NFL family or something.
Or something.
You said you watched 30 Seconds?
Yeah, and I instantly wanted to projectile vomit for the next 6 years.
Yeah, and well, I
was like, how could someone live a life that plasticine?
It was keeping up with something or something up with something or yeah. I just never really. I looked it up once to see what the fuck you were talking about, but that's I don't know. It just seems.
Well, I posted about my feed with the name of it somewhere, but like I don't feel like looking it up.
But it just seems weird to me that, or it seems weird that someone would be on a rural location, but we don't live in the 50s anymore where we live in an era where anyone who lives on a farm or whatever can get the same media as someone who lives in a city. We don't live in the 50s and 60s where, oh look, we're watching westerns.
She has always been very consumed with social media and can't seem to stay off her phone. These aren't necessarily red flags to me, but maybe a sign social media was getting to her head a bit.
See, I like social media because I like making fun of people on Twitter. I will
admit I look at my phone a lot, but that's because you, Danamund, and everyone else I actually spend, a breath trying to talk to, has Messenger. So I sit there, text, and then I'll look at my phone saying, okay, no responses. Oh, I got one. Okay, what was it? You're a fucking...
I don't follow Trump, but people retweet him and like his tweets or whatever. And I remember one tweet he did, and I wrote to him, yo, Don, you're starting to sound like Time Cube a little bit. 4 simultaneous days, and Trump supporters, sadly not the man himself, ripped me a new one. I was sort of hoping Trump would acknowledge Time Cube.
Yes, Time Cube needs to be acknowledged.
I want him to just step on. If he does this, I will never say a bad word. Well, that's not true. But if he just steps on 4 simultaneous days,
and then we're re-electing him.
Yeah. Yes. If he pledges Time Cube, I will re-elect him. I don't care if he starts World War 12.
Another thing to mention is that she accumulates a lot of designer clothes and possessions. She's the type to ask you where you got your purse and then not so subtly dangle her $400 Coach bag in front of you.
In which case, my cane would accidentally trip her. Accidentally, mind you. Because, see, I can get away with that.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was an accident.
I'm blind.
Yes, I'm blind.
Meanwhile, you're like, yeah, I could hear your footsteps from a mile away, clocking away in those designer shoes, bitch. I knew exactly where you were.
You didn't break your leg. Try better next time.
Yeah. For her baby shower, she made a regular Target registry and asked for one of those royal baby carriages. They are easily $2,000 to $3,000, even the fake ones.
I had like 5 things on mine, and I wasn't even expecting anything from it. And I don't know
God, I really wish it wasn't so early because I have a compulsion to just start screaming, "For fuck's sake!"
She manipulated her family and friends into pulling money together to buy one. God. When no one pulled money at first, she made increasingly whining posts about not being able to afford the best life for her baby.
So she's going to South America? Wait.
Yeah,
going to
she's
South.
the one that went there.
She's going to South America.
Mm-hmm.
Dear drug cartels.
Dear
That
fam,
whole right there kind of explains why she only had 15,000 saved up.
Jesus fucking Christ,
I
bro.
mean, if she'd stopped buying all that fucking stupid shit, she
now
probably
keep
would
in
have had
mind
enough for everything.
some of this trip was paid for by the fact that her friends had already RSVP'd and sent in the $1,500. And then whenever she didn't have the wedding, they requested it back. She said, "Fuck you." That's the money going towards this.
I will admit I have bought expensive things before. I will
Yeah,
admit
but sometimes you need to.
I have bought frivolous expensive things before.
Oh,
On
that
my
kind of.
desk, there is a diecast that costs over $100. Okay, that is the one diecast I've ever bought that cost a lot of money. It was a very rare diecast, and I really wanted it for several
Yeah.
years. Even then, I felt a little bit bad about buying it, thinking it was really expensive, but it was probably the only time I'll ever get it. So whatever.
You
Whenever
feel a
I,
lot better about it now.
whenever I was still living with and dating Princess Punk, I was decided, okay, I'm working a decent enough job when I first moved in that I can actually start blowing some money on shit that I've wanted since I was a kid.
Yeah.
So I got myself Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. These were purchases I had before, the PS1, PS2, purchases I had before. Then I got this started working up because I just gotten done being like homeless, then working my way up from that and working my way up from that. And now I had the ability to go do this shit because she was paying my rent and shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do this. And then after that, I got Sega Saturn, something I never had before but wanted. I have Xbox One. No, I don't have Xbox One. I have Xbox 360, Xbox. I have
We had a 360.
PS3. These are all things I didn't have before. I have Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Game Boy. I have Nintendo DS's. Never had that shit before.
Well, exactly. You're a hardcore gamer, though, so that
Yeah,
I mean,
this is what would be interesting to me, and I understand it's not interesting to you that much.
well, okay. And the thing is though, if you maintain it properly, you can use this shit for years upon years upon years. At most, the baby carriage will serve you a couple months to a couple years until the baby gets too old for the carriage, and then you sell it or something. And which of course it's really used, so you're not going to sell it for that much. In the baby shower for $2,000, $3,000, it's a day long event. This isn't something that could be used for years. I have taken out subscriptions for things that cost over $100 a year, but it's a TV thing. It's a motorsport TV thing. I can watch it whenever I want. I can watch whatever I want, and it renews itself. So why the hell not?
Mm-hmm.
See, but no, I can understand your thing. I spend a lot of money on races, but I would never expect. Hey Jim, I want to go to this race. Could you crowdfund? Could you send me $1,500 to go to Le Mans next year?
Fuck you.
Yeah, right.
I mean, if I'm going to blow $1,500 on tickets, it's going to be fucking backstage, so that way my girlfriend goes suck Slayer's dick.
Too late. Slayer's already played their last show in the U.S.
Yeah, I know.
What was the name of that stroller thing again?
Royal Baby Carriage.
Yeah.
Royal Baby Carriage?
Mm-hmm.
That's what she called it. Yeah, I mean, so I can understand doing it, but I would never ask someone unless I knew that they loved racing or music or something, and were going to go with me or something, but I wouldn't ask you for money for tickets to go to see a race. Maybe tickets. Hey Jim, Midnight's or whatever. Archgoat's playing in Pittsburgh. If you help me pay for it, fuck it, I'll fly out there. We can go together.
Yeah, there we go. Mm-hmm. That'd be something worth pulling money for. Let's go and fucking have a blast at this fucking show. It's a one-time deal, all that. Hell, I mean, that's why I flipped. Hell, I flipped for those fucking tickets. It was like $250 for me. That was like everything I was saving up to do other things in my life for, just to say, oh my God, I saw Slayer and I was 3 rows back from the pit. I could feel the pyro.
Well, yeah,
was
that was like me in the
Yeah.
VIP. Yeah.
By the end of it, I was covered in gym sweat and beer.
That was like me in the VIP section when I saw Slayer. I could literally feel the music in my like sternum. And by the way, I fear that if I ever do go to like Pennsylvania and go see a show, they'll feed me so much acid that I permanently forget who I am. And so the disappearance of Elliot Lindenwood. Now he's Dave Smith. I think I know who I am. I'm Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal.
Exactly. After all, it's once in a lifetime. Like,
Unless you have
bitch,
another
a
kid.
$2,000 carriage will do nothing to improve the baby's life. You could get one for $300, and that would be perfectly acceptable.
You could just get a fucking wagon.
Or should I even suggest a used baby carriage? I mean, I'll tell you right now, those fucking ones you get from the thrift store, they double check those things to be sturdy as fuck.
Let's get a fucking shopping cart. Just steal a shopping cart.
Okay, so
I mean-
I'm looking at strollers here, and most ones that I can find that are over $2,000 are for disabled children. Like when you get bigger and they need to be pushed around because they can't walk.
No, these are fancy schmancy ones.
Oh yeah, and then there's some fancy ones that do look kind of cool, but they also have a specific thing that allows you to take it out and carry it around, and all kinds of other fancy shit.
Pick up the fucking kid.
It's brand stuff though.
Yeah, it's all about image. Just go out there, steal a fucking shopping cart, do what the homeless do.
Anyway, her baby shower was an okay wreck. It was really on the verge of becoming a solid wreck of entitlement, but I think most of us let it go. She seemed to have a good time, but was very snappy with the kind people who helped put everything together.
Okay, I told you this story, Jim. I was offered, because I was blind, a private tour of a motorcycle museum in Solvang, California. To this day, I mean, I had a great time. As you know, Jim, I talked a lot about it. I thoroughly did not deserve that because I'm me, I'm just some guy. I thoroughly believe that I did not deserve that, and because I was overwhelmed, I had the best time of my life because it was just like talking about vehicles with the owner and things like that. I was not snippy. I was in awe, just complete awe that this was happening. So it's just everything that's ever happened. I mean, when I was 10, we were in the pits in a drag race, and I said because I like this guy Bob Harris. He drove 55
You want
Corvette.
to know how I was overwhelmed? Just recently, I got into a little car wreck. I was looking in my rearview mirror, seeing if I could merge onto the highway. Looked ahead, there were some cars moving, so I said, okay, I should be able to make it. Started adjusting my speed, somewhere between 35, 45. Wasn't really paying attention to my total speed, but I know I wasn't speeding.
125, whatever.
Yeah, look in my rearview mirror again, look forward. Now everyone's stopped. I'm like, oh shit, turn, get off the road. What blew me away was that, okay, first off, the chick that was driving was a younger chick, and she's all flipped out, but her mother was cool, and her mother was really cool with me, even though I was technically at fault. Even though there was no way I could have planned for everyone stopping like that. It's still going to come back on me. And then my cousin stopped by, step cousin, whatever you want to call him, and he just stopped by because he's a volunteer fireman. He saw a wreck. He didn't even know it was me until he saw me get out of the car. I was like, oh shit. So like he's there and he's telling me, okay, what you're gonna do? I called you the tow truck. He's the most reasonable guy out there, and I got you. And then he talked me into instead of taking my car to my dealer like I wanted, he's like, no, you're gonna take it to this body shop. It's the best. Your insurance will cover it. Trust me. You got full right? Yeah, okay, just fucking take it there. So he talked me into making all the right decisions. And then my aunt came down and she she was, the funny thing was, he was just on his way to do some, like, I'm going to have a fucking good Labor Day weekend
Yeah.
kind of shit. And he saw this. He did his normal routine instinctually. Then my aunt came down, saw his car there, stopped, and was going to start talking with him. Then she saw me walking around. It's like, oh, fuck, Jimmy, what the hell did you do? But she gave me the car ride to the bank, which is where I was going, so I could deposit money and pay my bills. She gave me the ride to the car place that was doing my car, so that way I could get the paperwork off them and start feeding it to my insurance company. And the cop was really nice. He's like, look, I just got to file paperwork to cover my ass. What you do is you're going to get a citation in the mail, contest it, show up to the court date, and I'll say, meh, fuck it, and we'll be thrown out of court.
That is, yeah, things worked out for you quite well.
That's what blew me away.
Yeah. Yeah.
This here would have been so mind-boggling that someone would have even thrown a baby shower for, like, one of my kids. I wouldn't comprehend this.
Well, yeah, what blew me away?
I mean, even if someone just got, like, pizza and chips, it would have just blown my fucking mind that someone cared enough to do that.
Yeah, and what I was saying, I got to hold the winner's trophy that they give out. It was this, big, heavy trophy. Felt expensive, felt heavy, and I was blown away that I even got to hold it. And all I could think was, don't drop it, don't drop it.
Don't drop it. You can't afford this, you fucker. God.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Racing driver kills kid. So, yeah, I mean, there are times where I've been, just blown away by, either the people around me or the things. Getting VIP tickets to the Mayhem Festival. We weren't supposed to sit in the VIP section, but he's like, does he like Slayer? Well, okay, fine. Sit, go to the VIP. That blew me the fuck away. Like, just, I wish I knew the songs a little bit better, because back then I was still pretty new to Slayer. Now I wish I could find a recording of that set, but so yeah, I've been blown away by shit like that before. But I'd be blown away if I ever have a kid that anyone even cares.
When I try to analyze her and her entitled behavior, I believe deep down she's insecure about her status and how she stacks up to others.
I'm very secure. Most people view me with contempt because I'm loud, I'm over-opinionated, and I'm not the most tactful person in the world, as you can probably guess by my Facebook comments.
Growing up on a farm isn't the most glamorous thing, but dear God, is it fun whenever especially when you're a kid. You even think throwing bales of hay is fun.
Oh,
you're taking bales of hay from a cart and stacking them in a barn.
Yep.
And this is fun. And then, that's not to mention, like, after that's done, because this is what you're thinking whenever you're a kid, is once that's done, then we can start having King of the Hill, build hay fort.
Yep.
We had intricate mazes built with stack of, oh God, we had to piss off the adults so much they went to go grab a bale of hay. God damn fucking kids built another fucking tunnel under here. It fell right through. What the hell?
Did you ever get lost in one of your hay mazes?
Oh, we actually removed me and my cousin removed a bale and sealed my sister and the thief cousin in inside one of our mazes. So they were off in a compartment, and their only option was to dig the bales back. And like, they were a lot weaker than we were because they were smaller. They were really young, and we were just young. So like, they had a hard time digging themselves out of that. And we started jumping on the roof trying to make it cave in.
Break! That reminds me of a story. My puke said he had a friend over named Jim, oddly enough, and he would, he talked to him. He had these sort of makeshift wooden bunkers that he made in his backyard to sort of get away from everyone, and he invited Jim into his little bunker. He decided, for no apparent reason, he was going to attempt to kill Jim. So he gets on this bunker, right? And I mean, this is pretty old wood because it was just wood that it was, he starts jumping on it, screaming, "Break, break, break!" Finally, a fucking breaks. He gets like he gets launched, on top, and Jim's just in there. Call my mom, help me! And he said, "I just stood there like a tar baby." He's he got himself in there, and I'll be fucked if he's not getting out. And there was another time he decided to. Uh, he had been watching a movie about Harry Houdini, and he knew how to tie rope, you know, like Houdini, and he knew all the secrets, but this Jim kid didn't. So he gets this Jim kid tied up. And this is actually evil, okay? He gets this Jim kid tied up, like really tight. He's not, and Jim's like, "Ah, that was fun. Okay, you can let me out now." He grabs Jim, and they had a pretty good sized pool, and he throws him in the pool. His mother saved him, but yeah, that was puke. He attempted to kill his friends because why not?
Everybody's got to have a goal, right?
Yeah, right. He was actually really nice. He just sort of had a
maybe her feelings of embarrassment and shame are fueling her craving for luxury and making others pay for it.
Well, yeah. There's if you're conceited like that, there's the I feel so lower class, blah blah blah. If you work on a farm, but I mean, if you ask me who the biggest fucking rednecks are, I'd have to say the Kardashians.
Either way, I don't think anyone in my extended family could really predict this. I am very glad she broke things off with her ex, as I truly believe she needs to evaluate herself and her life.
She won't.
No, she won't.
She will
No.
not.
She needs to hit rock bottom. She needs to go homeless for a year.
Yeah, but even that probably won't even do it. She's stuck in the Kardashian loop.
At her state right now, she sounds like the perfect candidate for a sugar daddy. Don't give her any ideas.
No, not really.
No, she probably has the ideas, honestly. That's probably why she's going to South America.
Get hooked into a drug cartel, she's going to end up a coke whore.
And this is how we mash up the coke using naked tits, because that way they think they could search us better if we're walking around naked.
Welcome
But
to
I
hell.
still find a way to hide that coke up my ass, I tell you what.
Yeah, right.
I really hope for her healing and recovery, because she wasn't raised to be like this. On a final note, I understand everyone's valid concern about her leaving her son for 2 months to go backpacking.
Oh, nice. Leaving her son. That's awesome. Mother of the year right here.
I don't know. I think if I was the parent of that child, I wouldn't want to leave him with her, regardless of how long or where she's going.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, good point.
I mean, what the fuck? This woman has never been outside the U.S. and does not speak any language other than English.
This is gonna be awesome. They're talking fucking in Spanish about like selling her into slavery, and she's like, ¿Dónde está la hotel?
No, it's gonna be like Acapulco Seaside, Taco Bell. That's Spanish, right?
Even better, she'll just start saying ching chong, ching ching ching. Or
It
something.
reminds me of
Get the fake language wrong.
where they start talking in Spanish. He's like, "No, guys, be cool, be cool, be cool." And they're just yelling at him in Spanish.
We all think she's saying that to be dramatic. I also have a feeling she may have been drinking while writing this status. It's especially vulgar and incredibly embarrassing. It was only up for maybe 15 minutes before she took it down. Thank you and everyone and let me know if I can fill in any more details.
So we have to sing praise for the true hero here, the person who screen capped it.
Yes, thank you, whoever you are. Yes, thank you, Miss Screen Cap.
And just to show you the sentiments thrown her way, Mummy calls me an asshole in her blog as the kid's t-shirt given to this toddler.
Nice.
That's probably what she's gonna do with the kid. You fucking asshole! Why are you so needy? Your kid's hungry and probably needs a diaper change. I don't care. Where's my solid gold everything?
Yes, where's my solid gold dildo? And
On,
that's why we do this show, because people like her exist.
on a final note, Jesus is Lord. Deliverance, demonbuster.com. Music too loud? Turn your speakers down, or turn the side off like I did. Dear God, is the music annoying?
Is it how? I mean,
I'm not gonna. I'll send you the link and you can listen to it for 5 seconds.
yeah.
As your screen reader tries to read it, and it just causes this weird mesh of sound in your brain, like no.
Yeah, I already have fucking ringing ears.
What? No.
What? No. What? No. What? No. File. What? File. And then, but I mean, that wasn't the worst part. The worst part is it would fucking blend together and just. And that's why I was wondering what you were thinking when you heard me screaming.
I just laughed. I could just barely imagine. So I was only getting parts of it through my speaker. I didn't know.
Trial. Or no, trial. What? Trial. Yeah, because it started going trial. And I said, it's doing it again. He said, what? And you said, what? And it looped what and trial. And then
My brain!
Turn it off.
Jesus brought you to this site, so keep reading to find out what he wants to tell you.
Jesus Christ Allen?
I don't know which one, but it might be.
I don't think G.G. Allen brought us to this site.
Get ye into all the world. This website has been there.
Well, yeah, it's right here.
Jesus commanded all believers to cast out demons. Mark 16:17, Matthew 18:10-8. Set hut.
Right?
Hut, hike. Touchdown.
Jesus did not say to go to someone else to have your demons cast out, nor did Jesus say to cast out everyone else's demons and leave yours in.
Hey, my demons and I are closer than ever.
And why call ye me Lord, Lord, and do not the things which I say? Whosoever cometh to me and heareth my sayings doth not doeth them. I will shew you to whom he is like. He is like a man which built a house.
Show, by the way, that's an archaic spelling of the word show.
Yeah.
I'll say shoe. I don't care.
A lot of people mix that whenever, especially when they read Lovecraft, and I have to correct it because I'm a Nazi.
And dig deep and laid the foundation on a rock. And when the flood arose, the stream beat vehemently upon that house and could not shake it, for it was founded upon a rock.
See, I hate to say it, but this is you're reading in the wrong voice. You gotta read it in a voice like the preacher from Grand Theft Auto. This is what you need to read it in. And thus speaketh the great holy time cube.
Thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of thine eye. Self-deliverance, and then thou shalt see clearly to cast out the mote out of thy brother's eye.
Self-deliverance. Squeal like a pig.
Okay, I know what that quote is in reference to. That's casting out demons is not what he's talking about. He was saying how the holy preachers that were like fucking talking nothing but the law were blind to the way God wanted things to happen, and it was before you take the speck out of your brother's eye, take the giant beam out it blinding you up from your sight.
Yeah.
You know, it had nothing to do with taking
Yeah. I get metaphor.
Yeah, I don't know how you got that.
Insanity magnetism.
Yeah,
Oh,
probably.
it's that time old, misquoting shit for your own
It's
purposes.
it's.
I know
I've
there's a term for it. I just can't think of it offhand.
I've seen so many misquotations. I mean, literally nothing could make fucking.
When the unclean spirit demon is gone out of a man, he demon walketh through dry places seeking rest, and finding none, he saith, I will return to my house, you, whence I came out.
And then he goes, but ye hath changed the locks on the door of your soul, and so he cannot come ineth, even though he negotiateth with thine landlord of the soul.
And when he cometh, he findeth you swept and garnished. Then goeth he and taketh to him 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there in you. And the last state of that man is worse than the first.
And so they findeth a nice cottage out in the country, and negotiateth a good deal for rent, with running water and power.
For
Man,
a,
all I'm gonna say is if my body is being rented out to demons and I'm not getting very much rent at all.
My shit, if my body's written out to demons, they're living for free basically. They pretty much just
Yeah.
inhabit me.
for a spirit demon hath not flesh and bones. This is why demons want to be in you.
So they could pay things with dollars because
That sounds hot.
no company takes spirit dollars, which the demons consider that discrimination, but the
So,
courts won't hear them out.
so Danimon, Danimon, what does demon cock feel like?
I don't know,
Oh,
Jim.
I wish I hadn't read that story, but that's a story I just read actually.
I don't want to speculate on it.
Apparently, it feels good because it made some women into sex slaves.
Yay.
Well, that makes sense.
I also read about bugs that fucked them, and apparently that felt
Nice.
good too. Yes, yes.
Nice.
Well, and I'm getting ideas for stories from this shit.
Oh, that's great though, because I love bugs. I can get behind that.
You want me to send this to you?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Man, I
Deal.
just like everything buggy. Don't ask. I just like bugs, man.
Yeah, no,
Doesn't
I
matter
will.
what the content is, and I can handle it.
Fuck it. It's being sent.
And why every believer needs to do self-deliverance.
What, send bug porn? There's
Yes.
3 stories, so I'll just send you all 3.
Okay.
Jesus speaking, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he hath anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He hath sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, believers, and recovering sight to the blind.
Unfortunately, it hasn't worked.
Guess that's just because you gotta bust your demons and find Jesus.
Well, no, thank you.
That's what I said.
The
Yeah.
ministry of Jesus was threefold. He taught, did healings and miracles, and cast out demons.
No, I didn't tell you. Well, I could say this because I'm no longer talking to her. That girl I was telling you about, the girl who who thinks that women should be sex slaves, basically,
Hmm.
which is creepy. She also wanted me to come to her home country of Nigeria to pray the blindness away. That I would be cured by prayer. It's scientifically impossible to cure my blindness.
Yeah, I will pray it away. There, you
Well,
can.
forgive me for thinking this, but I don't think there's very much science that goes on with Jesus stuff.
Now, well, the thing is, she's a registered nurse, which
Yeah,
scares me.
that's actually pretty common, unfortunately.
Yeah. Jim, you said you're going to pray my blood. Who are you going to be praying to?
As a thought.
You are accepted.
Hey, I might as well pray to the center of the universe.
Wait, does it
Yeah.
matter which of the great old ones we pray to?
Not really. No.
Preference?
but I prefer Azathoth or Yog-Sothoth or Nyarlathotep. At least she gets it, Jim. We're gonna have to fight over her.
Yes, it's to the death as always. There are over 2 billion Christians in the world. You can find any one believer to help you with deliverance.
Well,
Besides-
Deliverance was an okay band. I mean, they had some good songs, but then unfortunately they became too obsessed with preaching and not obsessed enough with musical quality.
Aw.
This website will teach you what you need to do daily to defeat the works of the devil.
What the? There's a demon bird in the background there somewhere. Did you guys hear that?
Yes, I hear it.
Yeah. It's like, oh, the demons are coming. The demons are coming. The demons are coming.
That's just Satan telling us he's there and warning us what will come if we try to cast him out.
Hi, Satan. How you doing?
In addition, many things you probably never heard of before in church.
Oh, unnecessary quotes. Gotta love that.
Oh,
Church.
Oh, church. Yes.
Like church is evil. I love it.
Yes. Well, my church would be evil.
They have demons crossed out and hate crossed out. We're not allowed on the website.
Well, it was mainly a Catholic church, so we mainly heard about love and,
This is sectioned off like time cubes. This reads like he wrote this before the entry above.
Yeah. It does sort of seem like what website is this?
Demonbuster.com.
I've heard of this website somewhere.
Do you know what's funny is the other day I was thinking about stuff and I realized that, the reason why I fall out with a couple of my friends recently is because they think I need to find Jesus, right? And then randomly, I wasn't even looking for it, I came across this website and I thought that was absolutely fucking hilarious. Surely I need Jesus.
I still love I'm not friends with him now because he acted like a dick, but
it even does. I love this. It does the name drop right here. This is the website of demonbuster.com. Deliverance manual.
The Satanic International Network guy, Zach Black, did an April Fool's thing where he said in the most unconvincing, "Yeah, I've found Jesus. I've saved. Yay."
Jeez, dude, you'd think he would at least know how to pull off a convincing con for that.
Well, he might as. We had a huge falling out the other day, so I don't have too many positive things to say about him. I mean, if all you're gonna say about someone, oh, she had a great personality, but she was fat, so I didn't like her.
This very extensive and free website is the manual. We have no printed or audio material to send you, but you have weird music blasting over the fucking thing, so obviously you have audio material.
Audio material. If I wasn't living in like a house with other people who would see this and think I'd become some weird Christian cultist, I would send away for that. Just to see what it is. Sadly, I don't have the freedom to.
How you can and do have demons. Everyone has demons, no exceptions.
I wish I had a demon. I mean, the Dodge Demon. That was an awesome car.
So
I don't know much about the new ones, but the old ones.
So this includes all Christians. Jesus said, "From within, out of the heart of men, any human proceed evil thoughts, adulteries, fornications, murders, caused by demons within, or just a desire to have fun."
I have evil thoughts all the time.
Thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lasciviousness, an evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness.
Wait. We have to read this one at a time.
Okay. Evil thoughts.
All the time.
Yeah.
Adulteries.
Yeah.
That's kind of our entire relationship, Danimon,
Yeah.
Once, and I felt bad about it.
Fornications.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
often with my hand.
I don't want to know, Jim.
Murders. Wow, something I haven't done
Yeah,
yet.
something
Oh,
I
whoa,
haven't.
whoa, whoa. Do you count small lives like Renfield from Dracula?
No,
Aw,
it has to be sentient.
damn.
No, sadly.
Thefts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
done
dear
that.
God, I've done that.
Yeah. Definitely done that.
Covetousness.
Yeah.
I want things, yes.
Jim, I will fight over Danamon to the death.
Hey,
Even
dude.
though she's in an open relationship, still.
It just makes it more fun.
There's literally no point to this. We're just gonna do it.
Yeah. Wickedness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deceit.
Oh, yeah.
Really, yes, of course, yes, and quite easily, which is something that worries me. But yes,
Lasciviousness.
yeah,
Definitely.
well, yeah.
Jim's got that down to a T.
Why am I not surprised?
Horse fucker.
Yeah, mind control.
An evil eye.
I can't do an evil eye because my eyes don't. My eyes move, but I don't have any sort of control over the way they move.
You just give an evil eye to the sun and never knew you did.
Although apparently, one of my old profile pictures, I do look quite angry. I don't remember which. I think it was the one where you first met me. Apparently, I looked.
Probably.
It kind of depends on how you do the evil eye on people. I mean, because sometimes the evil eye is just like a enchantment, or you draw a symbol and you put a curse on somebody rather than giving them an actual legitimate evil eye.
Jim has an evil voice.
Next item on the list: blasphemy.
Oh, the time.
Yeah.
That's like almost all my music right there.
That's pretty much everything we've ever said ever on this show, even our intros.
Yeah.
It's like coffee forgot you guys. You can't get up in the morning without blaspheming at least once.
People. What's your favorite thing to put into your coffee? Something like sugar? I like blasphemy.
There you go.
Pride.
Yeah.
I have pride in things I do. Hot, very hot. I have pride in things I do.
Foolishness.
Wait, Jim, you've heard of my exploits and things I got myself into and then went, oh.
I can trust that. I can totally outdo you on that one. I'm dating Jim.
Bum bum bum.
Yeah, but I did a show. I started a show and let Jim on it.
Right.
All these things come from within and defile the man. Oh, good. So we defile the man. This is great. We have great aspirations. We're defilers.
I've defiled a lot of things in my life. Most of them sacred.
Yes, I know, right? They got a dildo out there that, like, I've been wanting to get by for a chick, and it's just a cross that's a dildo. That way you could fuck Jesus. Take some of that Holy Spirit inside you.
Yeah, normally when you have to get fucked by Jesus, you got to turn to church.
I still love Minister Benny Hinn's wife running up and down screaming about how you need a Holy Ghost enema right up your rear end. If there's a clip of it on YouTube, you can look it up.
I don't think I want to.
No,
I
you
want to
want
look
to.
that up.
Well,
Yes.
I'm trying to. Just imagining it makes it painful.
I will send it to Jim, and he will send it to you.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to see it.
Hey,
But
God,
that,
I love watching you suffer.
but that the demons are within any human. I'm
No.
inside you, people. I'm inside you.
Oh, God, no, you're not inside me, Jim.
There is all that telepathic rape you do.
That reminds me of a Top Gear joke. They were entering a town called Geza, but Jezza is Jeremy Clarkson, so they James May said, well, we're now entering Jezza. No, we're not entering Jezza. We're coming into... Look, never mind.
For those of you who demand to see scripture before you can believe something, there are no scriptures that say you do not have demons.
Oh, okay. So that makes total sense. Ah, it's so clear now.
We're making up our own rules.
Yes.
Because the things that counter me do not exist, therefore it is true.
That's... I
Really
mean,
good.
are you sure that's not just Jim's ego talking?
Nothing can disprove that the universe isn't a giant extraterrestrial shitwad from some extraplanetary being. Therefore, it has to be true.
Yes, you can't disprove it.
That should settle it.
God, it's like arguing with the creationist.
Jim is a creationist. He's just a little bit different than most.
Right.
Jesus spoke to demons that were within humans. Demons spoke to Jesus from within the human, using the human's vocal cords. During deliverance, sometimes you speak to the demons within the human. Sometimes this demon speaks from within the human, using the human's vocal cords.
Hi, I'm Dave the
twice
Demon.
just to make sure.
Hi, I'm Dave the Demon.
Uh-huh.
Would you like to buy my snake oil?
I think that demon's got tensions, ADHD or something. Pay attention, Dave.
And Mark 8:32, Satan spoke to Jesus within the apostle Peter, using Peter's vocal cords. In Mark 8:33, Jesus spoke to Satan that was within Peter.
Satan was within Peter. I don't want to know what Satan...
He didn't just have a demon; he had the demon.
Wait. Satan was within Peter. Does that rape or?
Yes, Satan is inside my cock, and that's why my seed spills everywhere and just leaks.
Don't joke. That isn't a joke.
Oh, God, I don't want to know. This show is made by people with absolutely no shame. Can you tell?
We are talking about our demons.
I mean, that reminds me of the story. My friend was in a band with a guitarist, and the guitarist, he would eat high fiber food.
Ooh.
And they would be touring, and 20 minutes after he ate, pull over. He would pull over and start shitting in a field.
Oh, jeez.
Just out there, just
fertilizing the crops.
Yeah, he had no shame.
When you are born again as a Christian believer, true worshiper, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, comes to abide in your spirit.
Whoa.
Demons cannot get into your spirit.
So Jesus is a demon cockblocker?
No, the Holy Spirit comes and...
Yeah, God, that whole fucking she-bale thing.
You know, I'm eating here. I don't want to think about that.
You are a triune being, body, soul, and spirit. Your soul is your mind, will, and emotions. Body. Christians can have sickness, disease, just like the unsaved. That's caused by demons, if not caused by other factors. I like how you put the disclaimer there.
I like how he capitalized
by demons, or it could be something else. I don't know.
We are the unsaved.
Seriously, it's like lowercase UN, then a capital S. What the hell is up with that?
Yes, but we are the unsaved.
Oh yeah.
Soul, do you have a bad temper? That's a demon.
Yes.
Is there mental illness in your family background? That's a demon. Oh, God. So that's why I was at Mayview at the age of 11. Fucking being fed all the good drugs while shrinks were trying to tell me my dad wasn't as bad as everyone said he was. Every single last person. His own mother.
This is why Freud should not ever be taken seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand people who take Freud seriously, to be honest.
Hey, it took me it took me actually reading a book called Mother Was Best and relaying to my shrinks what was in that book,
which
which
is
I found in
tame
my
compared
dad's
to.
bat. Oh, that's tame compared to a lot of the incest porn out there. But, at the time, late 1980s, it was like, dear fuck. And that's when they started to take me seriously, saying my dad was scum, and then I was shipped off to the partial
Which
program.
now you read it, and that's
Do you have trouble serving God? That's a demon.
yeah. So Satanist has trouble
So,
serving God.
so me not having enough food on the line and the oven breaking down, so we can't serve enchiladas right now. That's a demon.
Yep.
I can actually respect that.
That reminds me of Jasper from The Simpsons, rather than that's a paladin, that's a demon, that's a demon.
Do you have problems with bad thoughts?
Bad thoughts, bad thoughts.
Didn't Danwin and I just put a bunch of bad thoughts in your brain, Elliot?
Oh God, oh God.
That is a demon / demons in your mind, will, or emotions.
Good.
See, I'm inside your mind, will, and emotions now. I'm just saying, do it, but I'll go to jail. Do it.
Okay, I'm in jail, you idiot. You're the idiot. You listen to me.
Spirit. Demons cannot get into your spirit, but the demons surround your spirit like a glass jar surrounds its contents. And you have trouble serving the Lord Jesus. Literally, he went all caps with Jesus.
I kind of like that image, actually.
Well, it's like just demons surrounding his spirit. How you doing? How you doing,
I
spirit?
can't really touch you.
Yeah, the glass jar encapsulating your soul. That sounds cool.
That talks to you.
Oh, there's spirit, excuse me, not your soul.
Yeah, there's a difference, dumb.
Yeah, don't cross the streams. Don't cross the streams. The contents of the jar cannot get out until you remove the lid. Demons. Wait, so you want your spirit to leave your body by removing the
demons
lid?
Are the metaphorical lid on the metaphorical jar on your metaphorical. This is like what was his name? Ted Stevens. The internet is a series of tubes. I ordered some internet the other day, and it didn't come here until 2 days ago.
Yes, but you know what the lid of the jar is? Your head. That's why you need the shotgun to remove the demon lid on your jar so that your spirit can escape. So take the shotgun out to remove that.
But if I do that, my brain go leaky.
All right. I gotta go right now because I gotta do this shit. Sorry.
That's fine. Yes. I was planning on getting off soon anyway.
Well, we've been doing this for over 2 hours.
Wrap it up.
Swine Brothers Show, episode 159 for September the 4th, 2018. You can still contact us at Cosmicgodsdie@gmail.com. Facebook is Swine Brothers, and Twitter is SwineBros666. For Dan, I'm on the girl. For Jim, the thing. I'm Elliot, the host. See you later. God damn it.